Hi, Dr. Paul Haider, Master Herbalist and Spiritual Teacher here. Well, this time we're going to blend the two together. And this is something I was a skeptic about for a long time. I didn't think that this was real whatsoever. This is an Orgonite pyramid that actually a friend gave me. And I have to say, I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it whatsoever. And Theo, a good friend of mine, makes these, and he's a stickler for making them correctly. And I was just amazed at what's happened around our house. Yeah, and I know a lot of you are going to be skeptical about the whole thing, but boy, very interesting stuff has been happening lately. And I also have other ones around that I had gotten before and started seeing, changes happen around the house. And the biggest thing is I also wear one uh, on my neck, a little round piece of Orgonite, and it's just a peaceful feeling it brings. And Wilhelm Reich talked about this a long time ago and did a lot of studies, and it was really interesting that Dr. James Demio at Oregon State University has gone back and recreated all of his experiments, Wilhelm Reich's experiments, and found it all to be true. And so very, very interesting stuff. I'm telling you, it goes beyond understanding. I didn't really believe it at all myself, but it really is something. Well, a lot has been said about the shape of the pyramid for generations. There's no doubt about that. There was some reason that the Egyptians made pyramids at shapes. And also at sfuca.ca university, it did studies on mice. Mice with breast cancer, mammary cancer, and they found that if they put them in one of Dr. Reich's cabinets that collected orgone energy, they got better. They survived longer with their cancer. Not actually got better, but they survived longer with that energy than if they didn't do that. So, wow, very interesting stuff. There's a lot of this going on. Well, I have to say, there is a ton of fake ones of these out there that just have nothing in them, or they just look like displays. You have to be careful what you're getting, and no, that's for sure. There is just a ton of people just making money off of them just because they want to make money, and it's expensive to make these. You got to have the right crystals, you got to have the right things to put inside them, and it has to be done correctly. And I've noticed around the house, I put it actually on top of the Wi-Fi router, and it almost stopped working. We couldn't get signal anywhere. It was very interesting. My wife goes, "What's going on with the router?" With the Wi-Fi router. It's like, well, I'm going to move that thing a little bit, ways from it. And I moved it a little ways, about 2 feet, still doing the same thing. So I moved it, halfway across the room, and then we started getting a little more Wi-Fi around the house. I like to turn it off at night, but, this also helps with keeping down the energy of the Wi-Fi also. And it's making a huge difference. There's kind of a feeling of peace in the whole house. And that is a really amazing thing. We're impacted by all this electrical energy that's around us. And this can actually, a lot of experiments have been done showing that this transmutes negative energy into positive energy so that we feel more at peace. And like I said, was a skeptic. I didn't believe it whatsoever. And so until I had Theo give me one of these, and then I said, there's something going on here. There's something very interesting going on here. And when I bought the one I'm wearing, I looked at all the comments and was like, wow, all these people had amazing things happen to them, and if you look at comments on the average, a lot of people will say, oh, this doesn't work, or this is a piece of junk, all that kind of stuff, but not so. It was like everyone was actually, wow, this is good. I'm not going to take it off for the rest of my life. I even shower with it. And that was a real telling thing for me. It was like, oh, this is interesting, very interesting. And one thing I found also is I put a couple of them on both sides of the bed, on each nightstand, and all of a sudden I started dreaming more. It was like, wow, this is interesting, dreaming deeply and long dreams also. And so it was getting better sleep, getting more into, theta dream state, and also getting more deep delta sleep also. Wake up, more refreshed. Actually, I wake up just waiting for the alarm to go off a little after 4. So I'm just kind of there, okay, it's time to get up. And so there are a lot of experiments that have been done proving that Dr. Reich's work is really important work. It's really sad that, we just don't understand that there's energy all around us. It's not, just in the electric motors or just in the light bulbs or just running through wires and all that kind of stuff. There's energy everywhere. Quantum energy is flowing through every part of our body, every molecule in the air. It's even out in empty space. It's not empty. It's full of energy. And so we know that this energy is flowing, and how can we use that to our best advantage? And, using Orgonite can help in a great way. So I would love to have you look up James Demio's work it's on YouTube, Demeo, Demeo. You can look up Dr. James or just James Demio, and he has a nice video about the stuff that they've done. They're recreating Dr. Reich's work, and I think it's very interesting. I think we ought to allow ourselves to expand our mind a little bit. I had to expand mine. I didn't think it was real. It's absolutely real, though. There's something going on here. I'm not going to say that there's, it's going to cure your cancer or anything like that, but there is a peaceful feeling that comes with it. And, electricity, alternating current going back and forth, 60 times a second is anxiety making. There's no doubt about that. There's been connections of possibility of alternating current actually causing problems with cancer and stuff like that also. And Wi-Fi and also cellular, actual transmissions are actually, I did an article many years ago showing that this was not good. It actually caused cancer in mice and really not good, but we're not giving it up for some reason. I wrote that article for a magazine, a local magazine, and they decided they wouldn't print it because one of the major contributors to the magazine was a cell phone company. So they would not do it, even though they said, well, this is a great article and we ought to take advantage of this. But you can read a lot about that. There's a lot of really interesting down-to-earth science about Wi-Fi, especially not Wi-Fi, but actual cellular interactions with especially little kids. Not good in general. So, cell phones are an amazing thing and it helps us every day, but at the same time, we need to put them away. And when I go to bed, I put it in another room. And there's no doubt about that. And as far away as I can get it. I don't care if the phone goes off. I'm sleeping anyway. If it's an emergency, somebody's going to wake me up. So allow yourself to check out Orgonite. I'm going to let you actually on this one actually peruse and, understand it yourself. Get it from a good source. If you want to connect with me to Theo, because I know him as a friend and he's been doing this for years. And I'm not trying to sell his stuff or anything, but you got to have a good quality source, and that's all there is to it. But like I said, there's a lot of junk out there, a lot of junk. I mean, people are just taking plastic resin and putting in a few metal particles and calling it Orgonite, and it's not really Orgonite. And you also have to read some of the feedback about Reich's work and Oregon State and sfu.ca, the work with cancer in mice and them actually living longer. very interesting scientific article about that. So it's more than meets the eye when it comes to Orgonite. There's no doubt about that. I think it's, I have to say, I have a lot to learn yet, but if, you know, we have to understand that we are interacting with everything around us. And disease comes in many different forms. Sometimes it's from an emotional state. Sometimes it's from what we ingest. Sometimes it's from what we, you know, swim in. And sometimes it's from what we hear and all kinds of different things. Sometimes it's the actual energy around us. And that's been proven actually many, many times. So we have to take in some of this stuff and start looking at it. I like to try different things. I have to say, I'm not going to approve something until I say, I've tried it myself for the most part, and something is here. I don't have all the answers with this yet, but I think that it's worth an interesting perusal into to find out if it's real for you. I'm not going to say it's real for you. I'm going to say it's real for me. Because I've seen amazing things happen. Even saw my wife. And my wife sleeps terribly because she's always worried about everybody, and me and the family especially. And my wife is woken up. She's really connected spiritually. In the time anybody dies in the family, she doesn't sleep at night. Absolutely. She wakes up, and we know, oh, who died in the family? So get her to sleep a little better is a great thing, and then actually putting the Orgonite beside the bed actually has made a big difference. They're actually dreaming more and sleeping better too. So there's something going on here, absolutely positively, and I hope you check it out and look at Dr. Reich's work. And look at what Oregon State has done, and sfu.ca also, and find out more for yourself, do a little more research, and be open-minded about the whole process. If you want to contact me, my phone number is 831-869-9119, 831-869-9119. My email address is drpaulhaider@gmail.com. That's drpaul HAIDER@gmail.com, and my Skype address is drpaulhaider also. And would love to talk with you, chat with you. If you would like to do a consult, boy, I had a lady today. I think it's been 4 months now. We did a consult, and she's gone from an extra large to a small now. I mean, I was like, wow, and she's feeling great, and she's lifting weights, and man, she had candida and parasites and all kinds of things, and she is a new person, absolutely positively. She looks amazing. Her name is Devona Harris, and I'll be sharing some pictures with you pretty soon. And wow, I'm more power to her. She's done a great job. And you can do that too. If you want to do a consult with me, I ask for a $65 donation, and that gets you also a connection with me for free for 1 full year. So, you know, it's pretty worthwhile. You can ask questions, get a hold of me, and we have long discussions if you want for a year. So, you know, pretty self-explanatory that that's worth the money. And I've had a lot of people come through with consults and it changed their lives. So if you want to connect with me, feel free. And also you can go to my website at paulhaider.com and check that out too. And so have a wonderful day. Remember that, you know, with all this stuff, with all the shootings and things going on, that we don't have to be impinged with all that. We can pray for the people who have passed away, but send love to everyone, and don't allow anger to take over, because then we're giving in to that energy. So allow yourself to be at peace and allow yourself to spread love. That's the most important thing. And remember, I love you.